Hello, class. How are you? Happy Wednesday. Thank you. So today we are continuing learning advanced English. Our goal today, and this task will continue on for the rest of this week, is to understand literature through urban anthropology. I really want to help you learn to write advanced papers and studies, as you'll need to do in graduate school, which you are all going to proceed to um, here in America or in Britain in the English language speaking world. So these are very important tools. And I found a great piece of software to help. It's called Prezi. This is a presentation software. I'll demonstrate how exactly to use it a little later. I'll show you how to import photos and videos and arrange graphics, charts, images, relational diagrams. And it's really helpful. I think it's easy to use, looks really pleasing, and it's great for presentations, projects, theses, videos. So we've all read Anna Karenina, the book that we had to read for this class. The way we're going to try to understand this book is through identifying a setting in which the book takes place. So one of the buildings or institutions in Petersburg in 19th century Russia. I'm going to pair you each with another student, and then you are going to describe the function of that institution, the church, the school, the army, civil service, the gentry, the upper class, how the institution of marriage is worked out in 19th century Russia. Who gets married? How often do they? Does everybody marry about across classes, you know, with others of their same class, or do people move up and down? How rare that is. These are all obviously relevant to the story, which I know you've all read. I hope you could show me that you understood the story deeply and also that you're progressing along towards writing advanced papers in English, which show not only basic understanding, grammar, vocabulary, but also that you're thinking in English and that you're contributing to a body of scholarship in English. This is an advanced class, and so that's what I expect of you. Yes? So, I am going to demonstrate up here on the board. In Anna Karenina, Vronsky is an officer. The military in 19th century Russia is an institution that is under the control of the monarchy, the Romanovs, the Russian royal family, we can think of them as. And this is how Vronsky, who's not a wealthy man, not born into a wealthy family, ascended to his post. Now, I could give a much longer description of this, and that's what I would do if I had chosen that institution and wanted to talk about the characters who personify that institution in the novel. But obviously, this is just a presentation. So that's just a little model of how I would start. I would think about the institution, I'd give its history in this context in 19th century Russia, talk about what the purpose of this institution at this point in history and in this place and time was, and then I talk about the characters who work within that institution, right? Now, Prezi enables me to use visuals, music. I love picking out tracks from 19th century Russian orchestral music or other kinds. Um, Rachmaninoff is one of my favorites. This is a great opportunity to collect stimuli, right? People who are watching you teach or present about 19th century Russia in Petersburg in the context of Tolstoy's book, Anna Karenina, they hopefully are listening to you, but they also need visual information. They need timelines and charts and graphs, images, maps, right? You can even use clips from some of the film versions of Anna Karenina that have been made. Some of them are very good and are shot on location and recreate the period very well. And people dress in these costumes that give you great insight into how people looked, how they behaved. And so that's why Prezi is such a strong tool. And there are other presentation tools. Obviously, you could do a PowerPoint or whatever. We're doing Prezi today, and we're learning how to use it, which I just demonstrated by moving this map of Russia into my presentation. And now I'm dragging this image of the Russian army into my presentation as well, just to give people a sense of what it would have looked like to see an officer like Count Vronsky um, in that period as you approached him and understood that he was a member of the military then. Different, very different than what it is to be a member of the military in America today, right? Doing very different things, not flying planes, not sitting behind controller desks or deploying out to the Middle East, but manning the borders between Russia and Germany or Russia and Prussia, Russia and Poland, and all these other places. So you'll become more familiar with Prezi as you use it, and hopefully this will become a great tool that you can always use when you need to teach people something visually and also use text, excerpts, and some of your own thoughts, which you can add to any of the Prezi slides. That's how it's done. Now, I'm going to pair you up, and you can each pick an element of this book you want to cover, and then get to work on your presentation.